Why are Bengaluru's roads in such a condition? I want to ask the BBMP why these problems persist year after year.
I don't deny that there are bad roads, but we are living with third-class infrastructure condition.
Imagine what the situation is like for people who do this throughout the day. I'm a city reporter and I travel across Bengaluru every single day for assignments, stories, meetings. I do this using my trusty two-wheeler. However, this is a problem. Oh God. I have been on this two-wheeler for the past few months and I have been traveling across the city and I have experienced good roads, bad roads, some really terrible ones. Along with that, I have also discovered lower back pain, shoulder pain, wrist pain, dust allergies, you name it, I have it. And I know many of you can relate to this as well. Some of you may have fallen or experienced crashes because of bad roads. Many of you might have also read news reports about people losing their limbs or their lives because of bad roads. Why are Bengaluru's roads in such a condition? What kind of impact does this have on commuters? Who is accountable and how do we fix this problem? These are questions I want answers to and I want you to come along with me as we discover them. Let's go. Bengaluru has a road network of approximately 14,000 kilometers and more than 1.23 crore vehicles use these roads. As much as I want to make a list of all the roads which are in a terrible condition, today I'm going to restrict myself to one stretch. I'm focusing on the infamous Outer Ring Road or ORR and some of the roads that connect to it. This road is home to many Fortune 500 companies and startups and thousands use it every day. I started my ride from MG Road. From the old airport road, I took a diversion onto the Vibgyo High School Road. This is an important stretch because it connects residential areas like Balagere, Vartur, Gunjur, Munnekolala to the IT parks in Kadubisanhalli and Belandur on the Outer Ring Road. This road is pothole-ridden, dusty, narrow, extremely bumpy. Oh God. I was quite exhausted by the time I reached the ORR. We want to look at how the rest of the Outer Ring Road looks like from here towards Devarabesanhalli, Iblur and then Silk Board eventually, and we'll see what that looks like. So come along and we'll see how that goes. The roads in this stretch are wide and mostly rideable, but the unscientific patchwork and uneven surface was quite challenging for me and my scooter with puny tires. After hitting one or two bad patches which really hurt my back, I reduced my speed considerably, which in turn increased my travel time. Imagine what the situation is like for people who do this throughout the day, maybe 10, 12, even 14 hours every single day, as delivery personnel, as service providers, as auto rickshaw drivers, taxi drivers and other professions. I can't begin to imagine what it must be like, the kind of toll that our roads might be taking on their health.
Sir, Bengaluru, any one road bare gundi daily 100 to 150 km ಓಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಗಾಡಿ ಓಡಿಸಕ್ಕಂತೀರ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಮೈಕೈ ನೋವೆ. ಡೈಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ನುಂಗಬೇಕು.
ಮಳೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ಏನಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲಾರೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಗಾಡಿನೂ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಓಡಿಸೋರ್ಗೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಗಾಡಿಗಳು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ರೇಟ್ಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದೇ ರೋಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ನೇ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದಾನೆ. ರೋಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, रोड ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ पार्ट्स वीक आगे आगते हैं.
जहाँ भी ये गड्ढे वगैरह हैं ना, तो हम लोग का यू लोग का ना कोई शॉकर नहीं है, तो उससे ना शरीर पे बहुत ज़्यादा ही प्रभाव पड़ते हैं. शाम को जब जाते हैं रूम पे तो थोड़ा भी उधर उधर नहीं कर सकते हैं, जाके पूरा एनर्जी लॉस हो जाता है, जाके सो जाते हैं. ऐसे ही बहुत ज़्यादा ही पेन होते हैं.
I am making a quick visit to Dr. Ajit, who is the medical director of a private hospital in the heart of the city, to understand the health impacts that commuters face due to bad roads.
The bad roads are contributing to the normal health of the spinal bones, that is a backbone. So especially the lower backbone. See what is happening, we are putting unnecessary pressure on the bones. When you put more pressure on the backbones and all, definitely you will have a slip disc. Actually there is a cushion between the two vertebral bones. So when there is a strain on that, the disc comes out and put pressure on the nerve. So that patient will have a pain in the back, and that pain radiates to the lower limbs, and sometimes they will have numbness also. See that initially if the MRI report shows the disc is mild, we give physiotherapy, anti-inflammatory tablets, and if it is the disc prolapse is severe, we operate on them.
The last stretch of my ride today is from Silk Board Junction to MG Road using the Hosur Road or Old Madras Road. I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm going to have to ask somebody to do this because I'm exhausted. I am going to take a ride on the company vehicle. Cannot do this. Bad roads don't just hurt your body, they can be deadly. Accidents, deaths, and bad roads are all interconnected. We report on these issues year after year, but the roads remain broken, accidents happen, and lives and limbs are lost. For a reporter, data is critical for any news story. However, if you look at data regarding accidents or deaths due to poor road conditions or bad roads or pothole-ridden roads, that is a little tricky. I'll tell you why. I have a copy of the road traffic accidents in Bengaluru city for the years 2021 to 2023 released by the Bengaluru Traffic Police. We got a copy of it sometime last year. There is no specific section which looks at deaths due to bad road conditions or deaths due to poorly maintained roads. However, I found two segments which look at the number of deaths occurring due to some kind of physical defect or obstruction. One such segment is road potholes. Now, in the 3 years that this report covers, there have been 17 deaths due to road potholes. And if there's been an instance where somebody tried to avoid a pothole but collided with another vehicle, then that collision would be taken as the cause of death, not the pothole itself. There's also another segment which looks at deaths due to skidding and falling. This will usually occur in two-wheelers. There have been 181 such deaths in between 2021 to 2023, and we can reasonably assume that this is because the road conditions were not great. There might have been debris on the roads, there might have been loose rocks on the roads, which would have caused people to lose balance and fall, and thus leading to their deaths. The next obvious question is, why are our roads so bad? Like with everything else in India, the guidelines to design roads are top-notch. These are laid out by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, MORTH, and the Indian Roads Congress, IRC. MORTH is responsible for the rules, regulations, and laws relating to road transport and technology. On the other hand, IRC is a semi-governmental body which consists of road experts and engineers. Their detailed guidelines cover planning, design, and research connected with development and maintenance of roads. These guidelines are used at each stage of road design, from the process and materials used to design a highway or an urban road to a detailed checklist to fill a pothole. The Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike (BBMP), the city's civic agency, awards contracts through tenders to lay roads, and the specifications are as per these guidelines. BBMP spends almost 2,000 crore rupees per year from its budget on road work. The tenders stipulate the maintenance of the road for a period of 1 year, which is the defect liability period. After that, road maintenance is done through the annual maintenance contract. But not all roads are covered under the AMC. Only the arterial, sub-arterial roads like the Old Madras Road, the ORR, which span up to 2,000 kilometers, are under the AMC. The remaining 12,000 kilometers of ward roads are left out.
Unfortunately, this whole pothole and refilling of potholes has become a big circular economy. Because these potholes reappear in no time, and you will then have big tenders being floated for it, and big work happens, and that's how the corruption also flourishes, as well as the infrastructure companies and road work companies also benefit from it. Corporation engineers benefit from it. We are having the best brains in this city, best human capital, most intellectual human capital in this city, but we are living with third class or less than third class infrastructure condition being given by our civic agencies. Such a mismatch.
I want to ask the BBMP, which manages most of these roads, why these problems persist year after year and the situation remains unchanged. These arterial and subarterial roads, are there certain standards that you follow when you are laying the roads, constructing it and maintaining it?
Yes. See, we do follow the design in accordance with MORTH and IRC guidelines, and accordingly we implement the road work.
According to the BBMP, the average lifespan of bitumen road, regularly referred to as an asphalt road, is 5 years. But the IRC guidelines state that the urban bitumen roads have a lifespan of 15 to 20 years. So if IRC guidelines are to be followed, then why do we have situations where every 6 months or every year similar roads have potholes, have road problems, other issues? Is it a quality issue?
See, the Bengaluru city is one of the oldest cities, and the most of the roads are inherited. It is not that BBMP or the road infrastructure wing has built the roads entirely newly. And because of the traffic constraint, we are not in a position to dig open the entire road and redo the road. So we are trying to maintain the road in its original condition.
Okay. What are the guidelines for fixing potholes, sir, according to IRC standards or according to MORTH?
See, guidelines are there. We need to cut to a regular shape, then fill it up.
Right.
Okay. And if that needs to be done in the city like Bangalore, and one day you need to do the cut, and another day we have to fill the pothole. So it may take hundreds of days to fill the potholes in the city.
Right.
So it is very difficult, but wherever it is required, wherever warrants, there we are doing like that. Otherwise we do patchwork, so that number of potholes are more, then we do patchwork, so that everything is covered.
But that patchwork also leads to bumpy roads.
Bumpy roads, yes. It is leading to the bumpy road, and we are focusing on fixing the potholes to match the surface, so that bumpiness is avoided.
There are situations where the road, you've done all of these checks and the quality is matched and the quality is right, and still there are some issues. Are there any ways that you hold the contractor accountable? Or
No, it is very difficult to put all the blame on the contractors, because in spite of doing all the checks, okay, contractors cannot be blamed, first thing. Second thing is, if there is a substandard quality, okay, or if somewhere we have missed to check the quality and all, and if it is proved that he has executed the substandard quality, we are levying the penalty first, and then we can debar them from participating the tender for number of years. That provision we have always kept.
has this happened in the city?
Some days, 2 to 3 years back, I think, we started doing some blacklisting of the contractors due to some this one, but they got stay, and under the stay they are continuing to function.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Now, in the case of, if there are already roads that are constructed, there are sometimes situations where accidents occur, road crashes occur. Sometimes the police make a mention of it in their FIR. They say it is because of poor road conditions, broken roads or potholes or whatever. In that case, sometimes the FIR is filed against the local contractor or the engineer as well. From the BBMP side, is there any action separately that you take?
See, accidents happen not only because of the bad road condition or things like that. Another major reason why accidents happen is overspeeding, which we normally don't record it because it is not seen. After the accident, it cannot be seen. The next thing is to blame the roads.
Okay.
So that is what is happening. I don't deny that there are bad roads, but at the same time, it is not because of only bad roads.
Right. But it is one factor.
No, it may be. It depends on the spot.
Right. But what action do you take?
Most of the roads now, instead of me taking the action, there is a committee constituted by the Supreme Court that RTO person, our engineer, and the police person, all the three people have to jointly inspect the accident spot and find out what is the reason. Because I blame RTO blames police blame, like this happens, no? So all the three put together, joined together, they have to find out the cause for accident and report to the concerned authorities so that they can take action.
Has anything come out of this committee now?
This committee is constituted by the report is submitted. Okay, action has to follow.
Okay. In August 2023, the Karnataka government set up a special investigation team, an SIT, to investigate road projects taken up by the BBMP in the past 3 financial years amid charges of corruption. The team found serious administrative lapses and also found prosecutable evidence against the BBMP officials. But before any action was taken, the government dissolved the SIT in December 2023, just 4 months after the SIT was formed. The report was never made public. Deccan Herald's attempts to access the report were unsuccessful despite filing 2 RTIs. We've found out what the problems are. Let's find out what the solutions are. The tender-sure roads in the city are an example of the IRC Morth guidelines at work. These roads are in a good condition a decade after they were laid. But not all roads are as fortunate. Rain or water is usually blamed for the poor condition of the city's roads, and concrete or white-topped roads are proposed as the next best solution. The high cost of a concrete road is often justified by its 20-year life expectancy and its low maintenance. In reality, neither bitumen nor concrete should absorb water. It all comes down to the quality of roadworks.
See, both blacktop and white top have their own pros and cons. White top road would have longer life because it's a cement concrete road, but it costs very high. Yeah, the per kilometer cost is much higher as compared to bitumen road. The surface, the riding quality on a even and smooth blacktop road is much smoother, much comfortable as compared to cement concrete, a white top road, because it's a rigid structure. There is nothing special about tender-sure roads. It's just that our datum of comparison is that pathetic, workmanship and road work, to which we compare and say that, oh, this is very good. But in actual, this is what minimum the civic engineers are supposed to provide in terms of quality of road work.
A bad road isn't just an inconvenience. It is a public health crisis, an economic burden, and in some cases, even a death sentence. If a city like Bengaluru, which is considered the tech capital of India, cannot fix its roads, what does that say about the state of our urban planning, governance, and accountability? Until accountability becomes a reality and quality takes priority over quick fixes, every ride on Bengaluru's roads will continue to be a battle for wealth and well-being. What has your experience been like driving and riding on Bengaluru's roads? Let us know in the comments below. Like and share this video, and for more such videos, subscribe to Deccan Herald's YouTube channel and click on the bell icon for notifications. Thanks for watching.